Hello everybody, welcome and thank you for spending time with me. I am perplexed, to say the least, confused and dumbfounded. Only the day before yesterday I spoke about Meghan Markle talking shite and lying and creating false impressions. And now I have to basically report on a multitude of mixed channels doing exactly the same. I mean, geez, Louise, are those guys and gals unable to read, or do they just read the headings of articles and then make up their own stories, or do they not comprehend what they are reading? Anyway, I have OCD and the rest of the alphabet, so I cannot stand bullshit. And so I think if I have to read once more that Harry has to pay £34 million after their High Court loss against A&L, then I'm going to lose my you-know-what. The answer is no, he does not. And besides, the judge has not ruled on how much or who will pay what yet. Judge Nichols will only give his ruling in the week of August the 17th. Although A&L has presented cost of £34.5 million, the main argument this week was, and obviously in front of Judge Nichols, it was about the amount they demand as interim payment. A&L has asked for more than £9.9 million. We can just as well call it 10 million. As an interim payment to be paid by the claimants before end of August. So here comes the clown show and my first am I stupid or is everyone else stupid moment. Now the group, Harry, Elton, David Furnish, Liz Hurley, Simon Hughes, Doreen Lawrence et al. Lost the case. Not just lost it, they lost badly, embarrassingly so, but still allowed or expected their lawyers to go argue that according to their calculations they should not claim more than 7.9 million. Guys, when we talk about 10 million, that is on average 1.6 million pounds each, if it is obviously equally divided. Or then if the judge decides to break up the cost according to the number of claims, then obviously Harry will have to pay something like 51%, Elton John something like 22%, and then the remaining 27% will have to be split among the other four claimants. Okay, so 5 million could potentially still bankrupt Harry. We don't know because we do not know how much money Harry really has. Yes, the media and social media are telling us that he is broke, but we don't know that for a fact. Meghan is still wearing a short-sleeved knitted top priced at $428 and not a $20 one from Shane or $15 one from Timo or anything like that. She's still wearing the brand names at hundreds of dollars per piece. And you know that cream jacket she wore to Cookie Queens? The one she so unceremoniously pushed the sleeves up of in order to look like a TV evangelist? Well, that one is apparently on Acres linen and wool blend jacket selling for $3,490 and not The $7 one I like on Shane, and of which if you put the two next to each other you won't know the difference. Anyway, I am digressing. Now we don't know yet, but Harry may have to pay $5 million at most on the interim payment, and not bloody 34 million as certain YouTubers would want you to believe. At least not to A&L. We don't know what his legal fees are, his own personal legal fees. Now, yes, I know some of you will go, oh, so what? Well, I'll tell you what. There's a huge difference between 5 million and 34 million. And that's what. And each article that I read actually makes it clear that whatever they end up paying, there are 6 of them who will have to pay, not just Harry. Anyway, here's what further gets my goat, and which I truly cannot understand. No matter what happens, Harry, Elton and company will have to pay a couple of million out of their pockets anyway at the end of the day. So why the heck are they fighting for a 7.9 million interim payment instead of 10? Seriously, are they so stupid that they don't realize that the more they fight about shit, the more the cost is going to run up? So they want to incur, say, another million in cost just to argue about money they are going to pay anyway at the end of the day, because they lost the case. Also, it does not matter what the judge decides, whether he accepts A&L's claim or rules on a lesser amount, that interim payment will indeed come off the total. So let's say the judge rules on 34 million. Then the 10 million will be deducted, leaving them with 24 million to pay. And allegedly, according to their lawyers, Harry, Elton and company have a 16 million policy, which means it will leave them, the 6 of them, with an 8 million left to pay among the 6 of them. The same would apply even if the judge rules on a lesser final amount. So what are they doing? Why don't they just start paying instead of fighting about everything and running up the legal bill? I mean, they are already talking about appealing A&L's cost and claims. Excuse me, number one, the judge has not ruled yet, and number two, do they realize that an appeal would cost another few million? Are they insane, or am I? The only but or unless that I can think of which may cause this sudden panic is if there are issues with the insurance, and that there may be an issue with them paying out. And that, my friends, is not impossible. I have no clue what the conditions of the policy are, but could it be that they are disputing a payout because, number one, the loss may very well be due to a criminal act having been committed, namely the falsifying of a witness statement and the witness's signature. And number two, because there were lies told on the stand. Lies like, "I don't know this woman, Your Honor." And then it transpires that he gave her a white bull and called her G-string. Now, I don't know, but I think the fun is just starting, and if someone doesn't rescue old Harry from himself, there is going to be big trouble ahead for him. Yeah, okay, guys, now for the next thing, which completely baffles me. All Meghan Markle wanted was to be rich and famous, right? Then she started up this slippery pole. A football player or two, rich guy's son, a script writer, and so on and so on. And then she found Trevor Engelson, a fledgling but promising movie producer. Now, once she snagged him, she did not want him anymore, because by then she had also landed the role in Suits. And through that, she met people who were already established in the type of crowd that she wanted to get into, and obviously in the industry she wanted to make a name for herself in. Okay, so then she bedded a celebrity chef who was indeed naive enough to think she loved or cared for him. Well, at the end of the day, she landed herself the ultimate prize. Well, the ultimate prize for someone like her, at least. She landed herself a guy younger than her and a British royal. This catapulted her into worldwide fame almost overnight. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at it all, or the entire picture, it took her 15 years since she left college to reach the point where she could legit call herself famous. Of course, it gave her what she wanted. It gave her the fame, but it still wasn't enough for her. She wanted to use that status to make her famous on her own turf, which, despite them moving away from the royal family, she could still have done. But why didn't she? Well, it's simple. Instead of being classy and stylish and kind and friendly and generally nice, Meghan decided to be the wicked duchess, the shit-talking, plagiarizing grifter, biting the hand that fed her, gave her a lovely wedding and a renovated manor to live in. Yep, indeed. And I mean, who would want to risk going into a project with that? To risk their own business, their own reputation on someone who is capable of doing that. Now, yes, people are indeed still naive and think all the stories are just gossip and not true. But do you want to tell me MasterChef Australia does not regret having her on? I bet you they do. The worst thing is that each and every time little Meghan from the hood acts like a spoiled, bitchy princess, she loses yet another potential friendship, yet another influential contact, and yet another opportunity. Why the heck can't she see that? Now, I really do not understand that. What is she thinking? I really, honestly and truly think that Meghan suffers from some mental illness, and not just narcissism, because even a narcissist can act or pretend to be sweet and nice when it will benefit her. So why can't Meghan? Okay, guys, well, that is it for today. I hope you have a great weekend. One of you asked me for the products I use on my skin, So I am including a photograph of it. I see one can order it online, but I did not go look how much it costs online. But I did not pay more than 50 Rand for one item. Well, actually, I paid nothing. My daughter and grandson bought it for me after I used some of my daughters and liked it. So all these items you see here are older than 6 months. As you cover your entire face with like 3 drops on your finger is basically enough. Now I must be honest and tell you that I have not used all their products yet. For instance, the scrub, I found that at the bottom of my drawer, still sealed. So I cannot, in all honesty, vouch for each and every product in the range. But these you see on the towel here, I can definitely vouch for because I have been using it myself. Now, okay, if I'm not that lazy or if I have a good week and I, treat my skin every day, I can promise you that after a week or even after just 3 or 4 days, I can actually see the difference. But then I must add that I have a very, very dry skin. Very. If I don't moisturize it in some way, then it goes all flaky within a day or two. It just is what it is. I've used everything and every bit of advice I could get. Drink more water, do this, do that. It just doesn't help. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for today. I shall see you again soon, hopefully tomorrow. So until then, please take good care of yourselves. Remember, please stay vigilant because I want you to stay safe. Bye.